Ahoy YouTubers, it is I, 3 Hellgear, and it's time for the Snoopy's Town Tale survey. So to all who are new, the answers to this I answer live, as well as read the questions off. So in addition to this being up on YouTube, I'll post this not only on the Twitter page, but also in the Snoopy's Town Tale community. Links to all are in the description below. Followers welcome, as well as the questions of the survey that I ask and answer in this very thing, so that other players, 1, can share this survey amongst their communities. 2, so other YouTubers who are playing Snoopy's Town Tale can try this out on their channels, and if you do, let me know in the comment section below, so I may check out your channel content and answers to the survey, because no two town builders are exactly alike. And most importantly, because the Town Tale development team is always looking for feedback. So answer honestly, but don't be a blockhead. Here we go. First question. What interested you in playing Snoopy's Town Tale? I've been wanting to play Snoopy's Town Tale for a long time, but on my old tablet it wasn't the proper version, so I couldn't. With this new one, I now can and am. Next question. Snoopy's Town Tale is based off the events of the Peanuts movie. Have you seen it? Yeah, I've seen it. I even have it on DVD. I'd show the box, but it's kind of away from me at the moment. If so, what's your opinion on it? I enjoyed the Peanuts movie. I still watch it to this very day, and it's one of 3 of my home DVDs that I will never get tired of watching. Next question. How much do you know about the Peanuts gang? I'm not the anthology and the archivist, but I know a lot about the gang, but enough about these little folks to get by. Next question. Have you used the Peanutizer to Peanutize yourself? Actually, I have. If you look at the icon for this survey, it shows my Peanutized self. Have you Peanutized other members of the comic or cartoon? Actually 2. One of the girls from summer camp and one of the girls at the school from You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown. Next question. Who is your favorite and least favorite character and why? My least favorite character is Lucy. As far as why, I was never too fond of mean girls growing up. My favorite character, however, is Linus. And the reason why he's my favorite is because in light of being Charlie Brown's sidekick, he has his wisdom moments, good moments of insight. Next question. Which member of the Peanuts gang besides Snoopy do you most relate to? And why did you choose said character? In all honesty, even though Linus is my favorite, I guess the member of the Peanuts gang that I closely relate to is Franklin. Oh, he's only saying that because it's the black character card. No, that's not why I'm saying that. Unlike all the male characters, Snoopy included, they all have some sort of gripe against the other characters. Charlie Brown being a blockhead, Linus with the blanket, Snoopy for being too human, Pigpen for being a dust magnet, Shermie for being a bad photographer, that sort of deal. There's always some kink about or trait against them. However, with Franklin, everybody gets along with him, and he's like me, In real life, I get along with just about everyone. Next question. What is your current level, backpack storage amount, and characters you're working on? Chapter. Well, if you can't tell by the screen, I recently hit level 41. I have 590 things in my backpack of a max of 6, and I've completed all of the chapters so far. Next question. Which characters do you have in your town? It's funny this one is because the Town Tale development team talked about this. I have everybody. Next question. Here we go. In general, what do you like and dislike about the actions of certain characters? The things that I like about the actions of the characters is it's nostalgic in a way. Some of them go back to things that they did in the cartoon and the comic strip, like the football kicking with Lucy and Charlie Brown. Some are based off of actions that happen in the movie, like Sally's Rodeo, where she rides Snoopy like a horse. You know, and of course, the signature happy dance that Snoopy does. Some of the things that I dislike about him is that specific things take too long, especially the reasonable stuff that takes too long. And the perfect example of that, is this Andy? Yes, this is Andy. Okay, his picnic with his brother Olaf. It takes 20 hours to do. I don't know who goes on a picnic for 20 hours. You know, parks aren't even open at night, and you can't even go to them unless you have a permit. You know, after a couple hours of a picnic, I'm ready to go home. But 20 hours for that, that's just too long. Thank goodness you guys adjusted the stuff with Patty, because her two original things, they take half a day. When they didn't take that long at first, but they now take half a day. I mean, I know some ladies who can gossip for an entire day, let alone half a day, but 12 hours of playing patty cake is enough to make my hands hurt. Actually, my hands hurt after 10 minutes of patty cake. Next question. On a scale of 1 to 5, how enjoyable, difficult, and time-consuming is Snoopy's Town Tale? The enjoyment factor is a good 4.5. You know, again, certain things take too long, and that kind of takes away from my enjoyment. Difficulty, this is a cakewalk. There is no difficulty here. Which isn't a bad thing, mind you. It's a simulation type game. It shouldn't be too difficult. Time consuming? Oh, it takes a lot of time. It does. You could play it all day if you have a full charge on your mobile device. My tablet can stay on for a long time, but even I haven't played all day. I could, but I wouldn't be able to get other things done. Next question. When it comes to the gameplay mechanics, what are the most and least liked, in your opinion? I'll talk about the least liked in a minute, but the most liked mechanics that are in this game are simply picking up the loot, you know, or as I like to call it, collecting rent. Another thing is having certain characters do specific things. As I've mentioned before, it's nostalgic. You know, it's like chicken soup for the soul. Now, the least liked. Tell people y'all had this one coming. Getting the green. Stockpiling these Snoopy dollars, or as I like to call them, the Beagle Bucks, is one of the hardest things to do in this game. Especially when you have areas of town like this, and they cost 1,000 of the Beagle Bucks before you can open them up. Another thing that I don't like is that certain objects, again, take too long to craft. And most of them are the event items. And the total time it takes to craft one particular event item, you actually take longer building the craft items needed for it. The hockey kit is a prime example. And I'll go to crafting building 2 just to show this off. You know, I believe it takes a half hour to do. As soon as everything loads up. It takes like I said, I think it takes a half hour to do, but getting all the materials for it takes longer than a half hour. That's the scene. Okay, cool. Just open this up, you know. Like I said, the hockey kit takes a half hour, but it takes 1 hour to get the winter outfit. It takes 20 minutes to get the 2 sticks. And if you're lucky, it takes 20 minutes to craft the ice skates. Granted, you have a lot of access from the shoes. Game balancing. It's interesting, huh? Okay. Next question. Other than collecting Snoopy dollars, what are the 3 most frustrating things about Snoopy's Town Tale? I believe I just covered this. Again, certain items taking too long to craft, certain characters' actions to get particular things takes too long to do, and real estate. I guess I'll say it that way, because even in my little town, real estate is a bit crowded. There's just not enough room. Next question. If asked, how would you make collecting the Beagle Bucks easier for players? Okay. A lot of the ways that you can get the Beagle Bucks have been a bit more lenient, especially like completing special orders. Normally that would only get you 1 of the Beagle Bucks. I have no special orders currently active right now, but they upped that to 3. Your daily streak every 5 days you play, that gives you 2 Beagle Bucks. And then if you can randomly get them from the little gift boxes, yeah. But what I would do is this, you know, and this is a really good idea. So Town Tales development peoples, hear me out on this one. When I go to my sweet home of Jamaica for visiting, they have what is called a currency converter booth. And there's someone inside the currency converter booth. Now what this does is it converts US dollars into Jamaican dollars, or Ja as we call it by slang. And I figured something like this would work in Snoopy's Town Tale. Now if it were up to me, this is how I would do it. I would first make it like this. It would be a reasonably premium item. It would cost 20 of the Beagle Bucks. Boo, hiss. 20 Beagle Bucks. You gotta stand up for that. Hear me out. Now the building would be 4 squares by 4. So it'd be 16 squares long, or 16 squares altogether. And when you place it down, it places down for 1 hour. Now, unlike most other things, you know, like all the other buildings where you can speed them up, you can't speed up the building process of the currency converter booth. And once it's done, you can have like a little segment where we're introduced to a currency converter. Heck, you can even use my character for that. Again, the picture of my Peanutized character is in the icon of this particular video. You can set it up like this. Welcome to the currency converter booth. And then Charlie Brown is like, currency converter, what's this? And then you explain. The currency converter can turn all your saved Woodstock cents into Snoopy dollars. Would you like to convert your currency? And Charlie Brown is like, that sounds like a good idea. And how it would work is this. Because I actually did the math, since the Woodstock coins are considered cents and Beagle Bucks are dollars, you would convert 20,000 coins into 20 Beagle Bucks. And after you've done that, and this is where more of the game balancing factor comes in, you cannot convert again for another 10 hours. And you cannot skip that 10-hour wait. Yeah, I know that sounds terrible, but look at it this way. If you were able to skip the wait, you would abuse this system and convert all of your leftover coins into the Beagle Bucks 20 at a time. That's why I give it the 10-hour wait. You know, wait a while so you can do it twice a day and not abuse the system. Next question. Where did I leave off? Oh, right. Here we go. What is the worst currency in gift boxes? I know I cut that off. They're asking for the worst currency in the game. It's the gift boxes, which I have 464 of. It is the worst currency in the game. Now the next question asks, how would I make this currency better? So to make it better, you have to understand how it works. The comic book store is the only place where you can use gift box currency. You use it to buy all of the comic strips. Frankly, when someone buys all of the comic strips, and I know people who have bought all of this comic strips, you have a form of currency that just stacks up and is unusable. Now, I look at the Perfect City little mini event and expansion you guys did earlier in the year, and I thought to myself, how come there aren't decorations that cost X number of gift boxes? You know, make this somewhat useless form of currency actually useful. Give it another purpose, so maybe in a future update you'll have certain decorations or certain characters cost X number of gift boxes. This gives us a reason to stack these gift boxes and spend them after we've collected all the comics. Or to everyone who doesn't want all the comics, they want to spend it somewhere else, like something nice, there you go. Next question. Oh Lord, here we go. Next question. What do you like and dislike about the quests? Okay, cool. Quest work is time consuming. One of the things that a lot of people in the community dislike is the fact that you guys drop a prize pack and it doesn't show up. The Halloween event is a prime example of this. People were not getting the Patty prize pack until later in the Halloween event. Some of the items that you get in these events either cost too much of the collectibles, or you don't get enough collectible currency to get the decorations around. Also, once the events are over, and this goes back to the real estate issue that I talked about earlier, you've got all this stuff in the room in your town giving you items, and you really don't want to have to open up your backpack and then just hit the red X and empty all of this stuff out. You know, more times than not, buildings that you get from these events that you don't really have much use for, like I did earlier with the Valentine's Day event, I sold it. And that was before storage was invented. Now, the things that I like about the quests are certain actions take place and they revolve around the movies or the cartoons. And I use the Valentine's Day event example because it reminds me of the dance from the Peanuts movie. That was really useful. And the camp one, it goes back to the little camp escapades. Another thing I dislike is that more people should be doing the events, you know, for camp. And during my summer camp thing, I showed off one of my little limited editions Peanuts glasses that showed off Franklin and Linus and all of them doing rafting and whatnot. Characters who were doing stuff in the camps, yet when it came to the summer camp event, they didn't do anything. So having people do at least one or two things, so everyone's doing something for an event, can help out very well in getting the event item stuff. Next question. If asked, how would you create a quest? Ooh. Well, I guess I just said that with the currency converter thing. Next question. Likes and dislikes about events. Actually, I talked about that already. So, likes and dislikes about quests. Well, quest events. Usually it's the stuff that takes too long to obtain. You know, if it takes too long to get certain items to complete a quest, man, it is just, ugh. As far as events going, having a good amount of time is one of the things that I like about the events. Even the part when you run out of time, there's an option to buy the event item from the quest. Costs actual money, but, you know, blah. As far as events that I don't like, or things that I don't like about the events, again, not enough people doing them, not enough event collectible currency collected in certain ones, like Easter. If asked, next question. Oh, wait. I missed one. There we are. Here we go. This was the next question right here. Which event, in your opinion, was the best and the worst? Best event, Valentine's Day. I enjoyed that one. Worst event was Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be honest with you, that was a poorly shaped out event. It was the worst one. And it actually was even worse than the back to school event, which was a couple of missions and craftathon for rare items. You only got one mission out of Thanksgiving, and then it was craftathon, making it worse than the back to school event. Next question. If asked, how would you create an event? Where would be a good spot to create an event? I guess if I would create an event, I would probably do something where we introduce 5 to the game. And on that note, it was something in the community where they were talking about new characters, and I put up a picture of how 5 looked in the Peanuts movie. And people were asking, wait, this is 5? And it's like, yeah. And I got him doing his little textbook dance. You know that dance where he shrugs his shoulders and squinches his feet in close? That. Next question. Should more item expansions happen like the Perfect City? Oh Lord, I worded that wrong. Yes. Do more of those, you know, like the Woodstock event. We got more items there too. Next question. Have you done any terraforming? If no, skip to question 25. And I have not done any terraforming. To those who are wondering, terraforming is when you hit the options menu and you go to roads. That is essentially the terraforming feature for this game. You know what? Even though it says skip to 25, I'm going to read question 24 as well. Should more terrain be introduced to the game? And if so, what? I'm going to go with yes. One of the things that they did with Perfect City is they introduced 3 different types of terrain. Actually, yeah. 3 different types of terrain. They introduced mud, actually no, 4. Mud, cobblestone, sand, and wood. Now, I would like to see 2 particular things. Number 2, since the Christmas event is coming up, I'd like to see like snow, you know. And I'll show you guys because it's a decoration. See how they, okay, that's supplies, decorations. See how they gave us sand and wood and stone and mud like this? I like to see actual snow and water. Snow would be good for the winter events and snow stuff. Again, that's coming up. And water because I can make an actual beach, or at least a low rent beach. And that was one of the things in the Woodstock event where they talked about beach stuff, which I believe I have right there. So yeah, having like an actual water for the 5 Woodstock coins so I can make a low rent beach or lake or pool or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Alrighty. Next question. Have you participated in community contests? I have actually participated in the rerun contest and managed to win it. That is how I got the daycare center in my town. The other ones, like the Fat Wallet, I wanted to participate in that one, and there was the one in the back to school event where they wanted to show off all the school buildings, but they were still bringing school buildings in. I'd like to participate in more community contests, especially some that I have a chance of winning the Fat Wallets for. Hey, if you guys want to make giving out 5 as a community contest, that will work too. Next question. What is your honest opinion about the comics? Comics, they take me back. You know, some of them I've read and gotten kicks and giggles out of, and some of them even answer questions, like the comic that explains why Lucy pulls the football away from Charlie Brown. I'll let you read that one yourselves. I won't spoil it for you. Next question. Are you using Town Tale storage? Yes. What is my honest opinion about it? Let me explain this right now. The storage was a newly introduced feature to the game. My problem with it is it only stores 15 items. So, please, storage expansion. You know, again, it maxes out after 15 items. You can only store a maximum of 15 items. I need more space to store stuff. And again, I go back to event buildings and having enough real estate. You know, most of the time I have to sell that stuff off, but some of it you want to keep around. And you can't, you know, place it later. So, please, expand the storage. Please. Next question. If asked, which characters would you add to... Oh, Jesus, adding characters. Again, the community was really happy with how I posted that picture of 5. I would love to see him, especially because we need more boys in town. You know, there should be an even number of boys and girls. Also, they showed during the punt, pass, and kick competition all of Snoopy's family. So, getting the rest of his brothers and sisters, well, he only has 2 sisters. His other sister and the other, 3 brothers? That would be cool too. So yeah, rest of Snoopy's family and 5. Next question. Are you using Facebook features? And if so, what are your thoughts? The cloud save is cool. Visiting other people's towns is nice as well, but my problem with that is underneath the backpack icon, there was an icon where you could send things to your other friends' towns, and it doesn't show up anymore. There was also one of the ways you can get the good Beagle Bucks, but again, it's not showing up anymore. Hopefully you guys will, at the Snoopy's Town Tale development team, will adjust that, or take some time into looking into that. I'd appreciate it, and I know a lot of other players would as well. Final question. If you could name your town, what would you call it without being obscene? I'll be real with you. There's only one name for my town, and it is a fitting name. Schwartzville. Anyway, that is the survey. Take it for yourselves. Let me know in the comments section if you agree with or disagree with any of my answers. I will be looking forward to what you have to say as far as how I've answered it, whether you be a fellow player or one of the members of the Town Tale development team. The questions are in the description below of this video, so check them out yourselves. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys come Christmas.